pull it up. You know, my biggest thing with the Epstein thing before we close it and go to the next story is, to me, I'm finally at this point of what happened there. I'm convinced that there is so much there that would get others in trouble, some of them that are on support for Trump, some of them that he may use to keep the enemies under control. Gates, you know, some of the folks in Israel, if Ehud Barak visited Epstein's house 31, 32 times, and even Michael Wolff, who had him on the podcast 2 months ago, he has 100 hours of recorded conversation with Epstein at his house, at the Lex Wexner house that was gifted to him. And I said, so who did you see come into the house? He said, well, Bill Clinton came there. Bill Gates. I said, Bill Gates? You were there when Bill Gates came there? Who else? Ehud Barak. Yeah, I saw Ehud Barak there. So what's he doing there? Well, I don't know. They would have these meetings and all this. So he's saying this on the podcast. So to me, if the president is a deal maker, and this is the part, because if we know $170 million consulting fee is weird, I will tell you, if no one gets in trouble, that's going to be problematic for some people, because they're going to be like, wait a minute, we know something happened there. We've seen plenty of the documentaries. We've seen plenty of the stories. We've seen the lawsuit. We've been tracking this guy for a while. We know what happened when even the story of 2007 to, I don't know what year it is, when President Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. We've seen the ladies who got arrested that would bring 13, 14, 15-year-old girls back to Epstein's house. And recently, Virginia Giuffre's memoir that just came out, which, by the way, when did she passed away a few months ago, right?
She committed suicide.
She committed suicide, allegedly committed suicide. Yeah, 6 months ago. So her book just comes out. And in the book, when you read it, telling her, she's telling how Epstein's wanted her to have his child. And in return, they were willing to pay XYZ amount of money. And some of the stuff that's in it is so graphic. When she tells the story of what some of the people did to her, there's multiple names of folks of beating her, hitting her, and one of them she calls prime minister, who is the prime minister. And she allegedly, the one that helped with the memoir, has given the list of names to the FBI. She says she may be releasing those names. I just think if there's got to be accountability, people get excited about a person like you that comes in who you don't want to be a lifer. I do think there is a group of people on the base that are going to sit there and say, Anna, we want to see some names, Anna.
I think a way that there's going to be names that come out is through those bank records and transactions. And so that's why this has been given to the chairman of oversight. So the entire oversight committee, Democrats and Republicans.
Have you seen some stuff name-wise that for you, you're like, dude, this is pretty shitty?